And they fought so much about these photos, they ended up getting a divorce.
No, I didn't know about this.
I didn't tell you?
No.
They divorced because of
The photos.
Yes. We're both creatives and we both love photography, cinematography, and just art in general. And I think we hang out enough and talk about this stuff. So I was like, why not just record it and share with everyone and also learn?
Yeah. Like we just on our own nerd about all this stuff. And then, yeah, it's true what you were saying. It's like we should just record this and put it out.
Yeah. I mean, we spent hours talking about this stuff. I was like, why not just record it and share with everyone else?
Yeah. So
and hopefully learn from other people as well, you know? So we tried this before. I failed miserably. Actually, in this room, there was a water, there was like a water puddle right behind us.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
That's right. Yeah.
It was raining.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. So, but we were trying a different format too.
Yeah, we filmed in the corner,
Yeah.
and I shot the camera at, I don't know if it was 8K or 4K, 422 10-bit.
I'm pretty sure you're doing 8K.
Yeah. So halfway through the podcast, the camera overheated, so didn't get any of it. Plus, it was like 90 degrees in this room, so it was super hot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was horrible. It failed. And Enrique, you had to leave for a trip for 2 months.
Oh, yeah, that was right before I left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You left. That's why I wanted to do the podcast right before you left.
Yeah, I just had to go pack, right? Or just go do things.
I think you were leaving. Like, you're pretty much traveling the world for the next 2 months.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, you shot a lot during that gig too, right?
Yeah, I had a couple gigs with the poker company that I worked for, and then like it was kind of like a trade in with a different with a hostel, and they let me stay for free.
Oh yeah, because you shot with that charity company too, right?
Yeah, that was like the hostel situation. So the hostel owner lives in the Philippines, in Siargao, and originally the point was to go see Siargao after it got destroyed by the typhoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I get there, they've already recovered. They're fine. Everything's normal. If anything, you would have to go like to the north side of the island to find like some destruction. Yeah. But the moment passed.
Yeah, because I remember you telling me it's like hard to document if everything's good in the up and up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So like, if anything, that probably would have been like a situation where like I just track down people and get their stories, and do that, which it still could work out. Yeah. Actually, myself and a friend I met out there, they gave me a good idea to possibly like go there, find the stories, and then maybe go take their portrait of the location they were during the typhoon itself. You know. So,
so capture the story and then just capture the location as well.
So it'd be like a mix of a written thing / photo, but yeah, it was like it seemed like a pretty good idea. But like going back to it real quick was like, story is gone. It's pretty much gone. So like it just ended up me being making food and content for the hostel, so that way they could post it. And
yeah, you just gave them some content since there wasn't really a story there anymore.
Yeah,
right?
They're so nice. They were like gonna let me stay for free anyways, and I just felt like I had to give something, so I ended up shooting the menu that they have there.
Where did you travel to? Because I know you traveled to like 4 countries, right?
Yeah, so all the countries I went to was Cambodia, Thailand, Philippines, Australia, and Spain. And then after I came back from Spain, which was supposed to be the end of the trip, I just took a random trip to Mexico City.
Oh, yeah, right after, right?
Yeah.
You were here for like a week and then left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were ranting nonstop about your travels, which was great because I wanted to see all the content.
Yeah, he kept giving me shit about it.
So let's take it back to why you're a photographer.
Oh.
What made you want to do that?
Yeah, and then I'd love to hear yours too. Why I'm a photographer? I think because just to be creative again. The creative process is definitely a lot of fun, and the other thing is like I used to draw as a kid. I used to do mostly just ballpoint pen is like the thing I used to do.
Were you any good?
I mean, for a kid, I think I got like okay.
You think you're good now still?
No, I've completely lost it all.
Okay, I was gonna say you could be good for the animation.
No, I mean, like, I would have to like practice again. Actually, like during COVID, bought like a class to like, funny enough to like for architectural drawing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do some of that, and I just didn't keep with it. It's like photography is the only thing I've
stuck with.
That's it. Like a lot of other things I'll try, and then it just falls away. But yeah, like just if anything, like long story short, just to really be creative, and then luckily just ran into a bunch of people who gave me opportunities to learn how to use a camera, and kind of kept fueling the fire for it. And now I'm like 10 years later.
And what makes you still passionate about doing this? Like what? How long you been doing it?
10 years.
Yeah,
10 or 11. I think you got 2 years on me.
And I think that's why I like you is because you're still going strong, right? Like you're still motivated. You don't think you aren't passionate about street photography, but you never were.
I've never,
because I give you a lot of shit for when you travel and you never shoot, and it bugs me. But different passions.
It's sure. Funny. No, it's funny because it's like I felt inspired in the Philippines, but I think I just end up just taking in what's happening rather than like it's almost like I have to go to the place first, like just for like almost like a scout, and then I can go back again and like shoot a little more and stuff. So.
I think that's one of the hard things for me. It's like instead of it, like I am enjoying it, but I'm also shooting it, but it makes me feel guilty because I should just be enjoying it.
Right.
Because every time I go somewhere nice, I'm always shooting, but I'm having fun shooting. But am I really enjoying the place I'm at?
Yeah. I mean, I had a moment that like, you're just reminding me of a moment. Like I was working at the Leica store and there was an open seat at the helicopter class that, what was that photographer's name? Stefan Vanasco.
Oh yeah.
So he was leading the class and there was an open seat. The store let me get in on the seat, and that's how I got to do the helicopter class. Mm-hmm. And Stefan's like in the middle. I'm sitting at the door. And I'm just like taking in the view, right? Enjoying. And then I just feel this, like it just hits me on the shoulder. And it was Stefan Vanasco.
I told you to shoot, huh?
Yeah. And he was like, shoot, man. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what I'm here for. So it's like, I was just like,
yeah, you're just enjoying everything.
Yeah. I mean, like I had like taken a few shots, and then but then I just started like enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like one of those things.
That's funny.
Yeah. But, if anything right now, like I'm just kind of doing the work grind and but now putting in efforts to get like personal stuff done. But like, anyways, like what's
100%. Yeah.
How'd you get into it? Cause you didn't go into photography right off the bat, right?
No, mine as a kid, I did retouching, right? I just computers and Photoshop. I just fell in love with Photoshop and was making just that ugly, like, absurd art that just like angel with wings and that ugly stuff. Yeah. What was that? Was that website? Something art, Deviant Art.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was making that stuff back.
You had a Deviant Art account?
Did I? I think I was just making art like that.
Oh, okay. That's like the best way to explain it.
Yeah, and I started making like band posters and making money off that. And after that, I kind of just fell off. I stopped doing it. And I joined the military, got out in 2010.
Oh, this is pre-military.
Yeah, I was a kid when I was doing Photoshop.
Yeah. And
then I joined the military, got out, and I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. And it was when Instagram was like kind of popping at the time. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at all this like horrible like retouching stuff, and I was like, man, this is horrible. I just remember saying that out loud, and some guy, he was like, why don't you do it? And literally when he said that, it just had like this, like light bulb go off, and I was like, I should. And literally just picked up a camera and started like shooting and retouching my own stuff and fell in love with it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
So do you is that like when you started doing the before you went into the military, do you count those years as well as a photographer?
Oh, no. 2010 was like my first year for sure.
As a photographer?
Yeah.
And then, so how much farther before that would you say the retouching?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I count those. I mean, I would count the kid days, right?
As a creative.
Like, right? I would count those 2 days, 2 to 3 days, or 2 to 3 years as, I would count those as a retoucher, right? Because I was doing a lot of retouching back then.
Been a retoucher for 4 years and 5 days?
Yeah. But yeah, I think I counted those as a kid. And then, after 2010, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, I just fell in love with it and just kept just motivated every time.
Nice.
It's fun. It's a fun job, man. We get to travel the world and like.
And you're still super about retouching too.
Yeah, like I'm
just as much as shooting. So it's like because like you know I'll see you do work, and I'm very much like I'm trying to stay out of Photoshop.
Yeah,
and then you just don't mind at all. It's like it's totally within yourself and your workflow to like just open up Photoshop, or even just like even within the programs, just clean stuff up more.
It's good or bad, you know, because it's like sometimes I'll spend hours on one photo. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah,
like they're probably not even gonna see this photo. Like what am I spending 4 or 5 hours on one photo?
I mean, I used to be like that as well, but I had burnout from being a wedding editor and just like
going
spending
through
hours and hours and thousands of photos in like one sitting.
Yeah,
and it's just like it just burnt me out as far as like. So now, like the way I can retouch as well, skin retouch, but a lot of the energy is spent on like the first photo.
Yeah,
and like after that, I'm like I'm done.
Day's over, and then next day it continues.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about retouching, what was that app Miguel was using?
Oh shoot, should I text him?
Yeah, because that thing was it literally a click of a button and it would clean up the face and skin.
Yeah, and it actually did a really good job on like the bumps.
We were ready to start talking shit.
Like, oh yeah, you're like
we were ready. What
is the other program that people do? Like
face retouch or something.
Well, I like on the phone, like there's Facetune or something.
Yeah.
Like we thought it was gonna be like shit.
We were ready to blast Miguel.
I was like, this,
and he was even ready for it. And then once he showed us, I think he spent like $500 on this app too. It was pretty expensive. But a click of a button and it looked really good. And then you have like these levels so you can tune everything. And honestly, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of shocked.
Oh yeah, because like we were both standing over him, like just ready just like fucking.
He was even joking. He was ready for him.
He was like, all right, guys, like don't judge too hard. Whatever, just look at it. And then once he ran the program, we're like, fuck, okay.
Yeah, he was like, really?
This is actually pretty good.
He's like, wow, you guys like it? And I was like, yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, I really didn't expect that.
It was like one of those things where I hated to admit. I was like, okay, yeah, this is decent.
Yeah,
I could see it like just like a really quick, because a lot of times like those the skin bumps or whatever, like they're just,
it did a really good
so
job.
much work.
And I think you can use that, and that would take care of hours of work and 90% of it, and then you can just go in there and polish it if you need to. But honestly, I think that was really good.
Yeah, I mean, AI is getting nuts. Like, because the whole reason we got into that was there's a wedding editor. I forgot the name of the program, but he lets this program call all of his photos, just like sort everything out.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that same day, right?
Yeah. We were just talking about a lot of AI stuff that's going on now, and then
like
even from there, now they have a color grading program that will AI color grade your stuff as well.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so it's like it's now it's getting to the color grading, and now it's getting to like I'll just check this later.
So now we're just gonna have AI shoot our stuff, pretty much is what's happening.
Right, but I did like the culling idea a lot because like that's the biggest thing. I shoot so many events.
I just don't know if I can trust an AI to select images.
Sam Hurd. Sam Hurd is the guy who's like kind of championing the program.
Yeah, promoting it.
And but like our buddy Yev, he's a patron for Sam Hurd, and he was telling us about how much he like kept testing it over and over, and then even because you can still look at the rejected photos or like the ones that are like excluded.
Yeah, I just feel like you're going back.
He said it did a good job.
You know, you're going back because you're always gonna have to go back to look at to see if it
to be safe.
Yeah, and I feel like you're kind of backtracking, and you know, you either have to fully trust it.
Well, imagine or just, like if anything, let's say I want to do like kind of like the safe kind of way, where like let's say I get comfortable with it culling, and I'm a wedding photographer. Yeah, I would let the program do all the boring photos,
like the party and stuff.
Yeah, and then but the formal shots and maybe like the kiss and all that stuff. Yeah, I think all that stuff I would do a personal look through and then make sure those are good.
Yeah, because those are important.
But other than that, like imagine like you shot 3,000 photos and then
knocking out 15 or something.
Like Sam Hurd just lets it run while he's flying back on the plane, and by the time he lands, it's done. So it's like,
and it's all software. It's not like a cloud kind of thing.
Software, yeah. I think it's all software. So it connects to right now. Currently, it's only Lightroom, which is kind of a deal breaker for me. But
yeah. All right.
Oh wait, Actually, no. I think it might be Capture One. I think the color grading one is only Lightroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So AI is pretty much going to take over everybody's job.
I mean, what was the Discord thing that was making paintings from scratch?
I don't remember.
That was cool. We
got
into that.
I spent too much time on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made sure because me and Bria were just on it for days, just making crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It's so fun, man.
Yeah.
What's the YouTube channel that does visual effects? They like watch visual effects videos.
Oh, Corridor Digital?
Yeah. So they made a AI movie.
I saw it.
You saw that?
The Spider-Man one?
Yeah, where they plugged plugged all the characters in and made their own Spider-Man movie, all AI.
That was cool. Yeah.
And like a small team did that. Like it's getting to the point where just like me and you can literally make a high-end movie.
Yeah.
With all the software out there.
It's pretty close. You can definitely see like the weird parts in it, like the character. The Spider-Man versing of the video like would fade in and out on some frames, but other than that, it's
it was clean.
Really close.
And we're in the beginning of AI.
Yeah, literally that's only the beginning of like some dudes in a place in LA like figure it out.
Yeah, just coding this shit and figuring it out.
Yeah, it's like it is pretty nuts like what they're doing. And then that suit thing they were doing anyways, like adding suits to the bodies and stuff. I don't know what that was exactly, but
I think I remember they were putting actual like physical suits on though, right?
Yeah, and then somehow getting that mapped onto other things. But
yeah, that's a whole another thing. I mean, do you think if AI continues to grow, are we gonna have to go that direction? Like, will we need to be using AI software in the future?
Need to?
Yes.
Well, I mean, like need to, or it like gives such an like it, or. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say, it's like, does it give you such an edge that you can't ignore it? Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like everyone's going to be doing it and you just need to do it to like.
I mean, like the culling thing is really attracted to me, and that would just make me, the thing is, it's like the same thing with like most businesses or like cash flow. It's like you want to divvy up your responsibilities to other people, other things, so that way you're more free.
And now we're just divvying it to AI.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I'll let a robot sort out my pictures, and do all that work, so that way I don't have to spend that time on the computer.
Yeah.
Like to me, it just says like that's more time for me to do what I do or what I like to do. So that's interesting for me.
Which is Steam Deck.
Yeah, I mean, oh, dude, I am. So I got this. Okay, I got another game.
Which one?
It's called Dome Keeper, and it's really fun. It's a roguelike where like once you die, you just start all over again. But you go digging into the ground and all that stuff. And it's like I've already put like, I think I already put like 6 to 10 hours on it.
Well, there you go. Yeah. 6 to 10 hours gone.
Yeah.
I'll show you one later though.
But it's fun.
I don't remember the name, but it's fun, and it's on Steam.
Yeah. Oh no, that's like now it's like it's my current guilty pleasure right now. So
yeah, I think mine's Call of Duty right now because it just came out. So Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
check me out. 1v1 me.
I'll
probably lose. But yeah, I mean, AI I think will be highly in our workflow in the next like 5 years for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I like if anything, like the culling one is going to be easily like one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Because and to me it's so attractive because like I'm doing conventions, weddings. Well, sorry, not weddings. The golfing events I do. I don't. It wouldn't work for poker.
Yeah.
Because we're doing live updates. But other than that, yeah, it's just like if it's gonna give me more free time, I'm down.
So why don't you shoot weddings? I feel like that's a question for every photographer because a lot of people don't. It's either you shoot weddings or you don't. And I think we're both in that we don't shoot weddings. No. But I know you're kind of thinking about it now.
It was I'm not thinking about it in the sense like that I want to be a wedding photographer, but like I had recently shot a wedding, and I think like the wedding before that I hadn't shot since I shot technically it was like my brother's wedding, and then and another friend's wedding, but that was like elopement style, like really small. I'm just like taking pot shots, but like as far as like a wedding, It's probably since like 2018, really, for like, or since like we shot one together. Was that 19 or 18?
Oh, which wedding?
I don't know.
We'll talk about that because I definitely want to bring that up.
I know what he's trying to do, but but yeah, I don't know. Let's say 2018 was our last one that we did. That was like the last big wedding I did.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the money's always good, but the thing is, like, the way I see it, it's a lot of liability. It's a lot of people pleasing, making sure that the bride's good, the groom's good, and all that stuff, and which is fine. Like, if you're a people person, that's like, it's honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, when you're not doing a wedding, you just don't want to do it. But then once you get in there, it's not as bad.
Yeah, it gets easier too. Yeah.
It's like going to the gym, you know.
Because when photography becomes kind of second, because you know what you're doing, it's kind of easy, and you just got to make sure the bride and groom are happy and everything is in order.
Right. Yeah. But I also recognize all the liability. You know, you lose a card, you lose the photos, you get sued, you get screwed over. So it's like, so it's like, it's like it can be a scary thing. Yeah. If you're not safe or responsible about a wedding, that's why I always tell like friends who are just beginners, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a wedding," and I'm like, "Just please do your homework, you know." So like, don't screw it up.
Actually, my cousin went to my cousin's birthday the other day, and his wife came up to me and was like, "Hey, could you edit these photos for me?" And I started talking to her about it, and I'm like, "Who'd you hire?" And I actually went to the wedding, but I don't remember the photographer. But she's like, you know, she's going on about she didn't do a good job and blah, blah. It's a friend of a friend's kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that's always the story.
And then I knew the money was coming. And she's like, yeah, she did it for like a good deal. She did it for like $300. And I was like, and I did this. Yeah. I literally did this. Yeah. I was like, she's like, I know. And I was just like, I was like, you get what you pay for. I was like, you know, I was like, this was your wedding. Yeah. You know, you have to make sure you're paying for things that you really want. Yeah. And if you're only gonna pay $300, you're gonna get $300. And she said that like, she was kind of new. Yeah. So she knew she was kind of new. Yeah. And $300. And I was like, and she wanted me to edit it, and I was like, I'm not. I was like, and then the funny thing is, I had the Leica at the time. Well, I still have it, but I took it with me because, you know, I take it with me everywhere I go.
Was it Q1 days?
Yeah. And I shot some of the weddings. She was like, and your wedding photos were the best ones of the whole thing. The whole thing, yeah. And it was just like I was taking photos from my like seat. Yeah. But then I did get up eventually and just like walk around a little bit. I
actually remember you going to the wedding for some reason.
Yeah, I think I posted the photos somewhere. But they weren't like extremely cool. But I mean, you know, it's just a little bit of experience makes a big difference, right?
Like even like a quality shot from your seat was better than the photographer that was there. So, and it's like, you know, it's one of those things like that's cool that the photographer, like, they want to get better. They want to do that stuff. But like, also like, it's just like, I don't know, like she got what she paid for basically. I didn't know where I was going to go with that, but it's just, you got what you pay for. Yeah. And that situation with like an old high school friend that I never talked to hit me up. And I was like, hey, we got these engagement photos. I was wondering if you can edit them and fix them, you know, if you could, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they were like
gone.
They were like, you know, obviously kit lens, you know, like it looks like a cell phone shot. Yeah. Blown out, and you know, like everything's too bright, you know, and like data lost, right, in the highlights and stuff. But I was like, honestly, I can't do anything to these. These are they're what they are. Like anything. Like, do you want me to like put a tint on it? Yeah. So it's like, so I had to like give her the bad news of like, yeah, I can't do much with this. Like, it's just pretty much these are your shots. So hey, call me next time. So
let me know. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to bring up the because you mentioned wedding, and the last wedding we did was in 2018. You said. Or around that time?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even get into the recent thing.
So I kind of want to talk about something else, but this kind of reminded us of the same situation. So we did a wedding together. It was like 4 of us, all good friends at the time. Yeah. The couple that was doing the wedding had a big budget. and they hired all of us.
Mariachi, Cirque du Soleil, all of us, video, photo.
Yeah. So and we had somebody in the back handing.
Oh yeah,
cards.
an on-site editor. Or not editor, but he was
transferring files,
Digitech or whatever. Yeah.
So there was like 6 of us.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, totally forgot about
about 6 of us.
Guy, yeah.
And the wedding went great.
Was it 3 shooters? You, me,
4.
No, I'm sorry. Photo. You, me, and Justin? Or no, was that a different one?
Justin was there?
Sorry, I might. Oh, that's a different wedding.
Or was he there?
That's a different wedding. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't there. Oh, so it's 5 or 6. It doesn't matter. It was a great wedding. We crushed it. We destroyed that wedding. It was fun. We got amazing photos. We got amazing video content out of it. And it was one of those gigs where the homie hired us, and we gave him everything. The photos, video, everything raw.
The person that was hired took responsibility of all the files.
Correct.
So, we dumped everything to that person.
And, we didn't hear back from him.
Yeah. Our job was done.
Yeah, we were done. We got paid for the shoot. We didn't get paid to edit. We just got paid to shoot. And that was it.
Yeah.
Well, you can continue because you're the one that found out what happened.
Yeah. So I think, do you remember how much longer? Later? It was
a year at least?
I think, yeah. Yeah, it was a year actually.
A year later?
Yeah, it was, So we give everything to the main guy, the main videographer, because he was going to do all the editing, all the video editing, all the photo editing, all that stuff. I think
he wanted a bigger pay cut.
I think that was the one where I actually shot rolls of film too. I had a film camera on me.
I want to say so.
Yeah, and they wanted at least like 3 rolls of film shot, which I did as well. But anyways, job's done. We go home. We spend the next year doing whatever we do, and then I get a message from the groom. And he's trying to track down the main guy, and I was like, "Oh, what? Why? Like, what's going on?" And he never got any of the photos, any of the videos. Nothing. He got nothing, and he's been trying to track this guy down.
And he got paid.
Yeah, he paid you. Yeah, because we got paid from the main dude, and the main dude got paid for everything in full, and he tracked me down, and he tracked one of the other videographers who So
it's hard not to throw names.
Yeah,
getting used to it.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I just felt so bad, and luckily, I guess I just save almost everything I have, and
we had like 1 card each left.
Yeah, I had 1 card with whatever, and I just threw it onto my hard drive. And that was like the only photo I had. Photos I had. Yeah.
Luckily, I had a drive, or not a drive, like 2 cards. Yeah. And I saved them on my hard drive. Yeah, that's probably more I remember having them. Yeah. And what's crazy about that, I remember, because I ended up getting on a phone call with them.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And this is where it gets crazy. This is what the groom told me. His wife got upset that they couldn't get the photos. They hired a private investigator to find him.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And they fought so much about these photos, they ended up getting a divorce.
No, I didn't know about this.
I didn't tell you?
No.
They divorced because of
the photos.
Yes. And video. Everything.
Yeah.
Because she wanted her content. I think the groom just didn't really care anymore.
He
was like, it's a lost cause.
You should be responsible when you go agree to shooting a wedding.
So it was a lost cause, and the guy was just like, whatever she wanted, she was fighting for it, and I don't blame her. She who knows how much they paid, right?
Oh,
total.
Yeah. And that guy is not necessarily cheap either. So, and he got all of us on it,
and we all got paid pretty well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I get on a phone call with him. They got divorced because they didn't get. I mean, and he kind of told me, he's like, "Look, I don't want it to seem like that's the main reason, because there was other issues, but in my opinion,
I'm sure it plays a part."
Yeah, he's like, in my opinion, that's what started the downfall of our relationship.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I hope main photographer dude who's responsible for all that, he better hope he doesn't run into him.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I felt bad. I felt really bad.
Yeah, that's all news to me right now.
Because I was like, look, we have photos. And he was like, and it was kind of cringy because he was like, oh, we're not together anymore. And I was like, fuck. I was like, that made me feel bad. But he's like, I would still love to have him though, just for memories, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think he still, I think he still had feelings for her or whatever. But so now we're not friends with him anymore.
No.
And is that I mean, that's,
out of everybody that was there, he was the sole person responsible for everything. The rest of us are good.
Like, is that wrong for us not to be friends with him anymore?
It's not one incident though.
I forgot. That's why I was like, I just thought about that.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's not just a one and done.
We're talking about this because we're on a podcast, and I'm expressing my thoughts. I was like, should we like, is it wrong for us not to be friends with him anymore?
I mean,
but then I remembered.
Yeah. Sorry.
That other no, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just remember that other situation.
Yeah. Oh well, I was gonna say real quick, like the whole thing about liability I was saying earlier, we could have easily got sued, like for all that stuff. And
lost money.
Yeah. We could have been screwed over easily with that. And I didn't at the time I didn't have insurance for all that stuff. But yeah, did you want to get into the second story? Like,
yeah, just real quick.
Yeah.
So before the wedding, or was it after? Before or after the wedding?
After, I think.
It had to be after because I would have been pissed off at it. I don't know, actually. It was around the same time, I'd say.
Yeah, it's definitely like
around the same time.
It's around the same time. If anything, the same year.
100%.
Yeah.
So I'll be real quick about this. I had a gig, beautiful client, one of my favorites for sure. Paid really well, paid my rate, and it was multiple days, and it was like once.
You had a really good relationship with them, yeah.
Once or twice a year. And he was giving me even a bigger budget because he was letting me full creativity. So I was like, cool, I'll bring on a guy to do video. So we'll have photo and video. Paid well, everything. He ends up showing up, not in the right mindset, to say the least.
Right, that's a nice way of putting it.
So he wasn't in the right mindset. He wasn't in the healthiest position.
Do we want to go deeper than that?
I mean, I'll just say some things.
Okay.
But he wasn't in the healthiest position, and he didn't have his medication to continue being a regular citizen.
Yeah, to operate.
Yeah. So you guys can put it together.
Yeah.
And I was unaware of this. I didn't know he was doing stuff.
Yeah.
Before I hired him.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew him as a professional, and obviously he wasn't.
Yeah. Because I know the whole story with that and stuff, but basically, like, long story short, right? I guess if you want to.
Yeah. So he ends up not working, not doing, like, he didn't show up to work a couple days. We had a hotel room. We were working in the casino.
The client's noticing.
Yep. Client noticing. He just didn't look right. He wouldn't show up for like 2 days of work. He was pretty much having withdrawals because he didn't have his stuff with him.
Withdrawals from medication.
Correct. And so now the client sees this. This is my guy that I hired. I put him in.
You're my responsible. Client, you're the lead.
Correct. Yeah. And now I lose him.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been hired from him since. Yeah. We are still on good terms, but he has hired other photographers and video guys now.
Yeah.
And the only reason, 100%, because of him.
Yeah. I mean, it's like from his perspective, like, why am I going to rehire this guy that's just going to put people who...
Yeah, Antonio brought in this fucking druggie to fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's upsetting me now.
Yeah.
Bro, that was like 20% of my income every year.
Yeah, no, like
much money.
Every year you would be so stoked to have that gig, and you would like...
Yeah, it was so much money.
Yeah, you would knock it out every time, and it's just...
And it was one of the funnest gigs I've had, to be honest. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that was even better about it.
Like, even though I had like no attachment to it, once I heard that story, I was like... That could have been like us working that, 100%. Like knocking it out, having fun out in Reno and stuff. So
that's that, and the wedding were the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same person. So it's like multiple burns, significant burns, like literally losing a client. Like you said, like 20% of your income, and you're not a cheap person. Yeah. Like 20% is huge.
Yeah, and he paid my full rate. Like he was
Yeah.
Not trying to like lowball or anything.
Yeah. So
he was a great client.
that's messed up, dude. So it's like not a thing that goes over, like blows over easily.
Yeah. And then the wedding thing happened, and it's just like, yeah, we're not friends with him anymore. And we definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts. Like, is it right? Are we in the wrong?
Yeah.
Should we be friends with him? Like we've asked him to get help. I know. I know.
Yeah.
Some people.
Well, like it's sometimes. I think we even like we kind of somewhat teased him about the wedding photos one time because like the memory of like a group photo of all of us. We took a group photo as a team.
Oh yeah, but this was
for the wedding,
later, right?
Yeah, and it was like it was like another year after
we
that
found
day.
Out. Yep.
And so we decided to share it on Facebook and say, "Hey guys, we had so much fun this day." And
yeah,
so it's like we trolled a little bit.
But, so that brings me to the recently. I had a similar situation.
Yeah.
I was booked for a gig. So I work for a poker company called Poker Go. We film poker shows, all the classics, high stakes poker, poker after dark, and we do a lot of tournament series as well. And I get a call from Jamie Lamb Shire, I think.
Oh, I don't.
We'll just call.
I don't know.
Call her Jamie.
Last name by memory.
Yeah, my bad, Jamie.
Jamie's
if I got
dope.
your last name wrong.
She's cool.
So yeah, Jamie called me, asked
Dope
if I could shoot this gig. And I can't recall the company on the top of my head, but they created a little patent where it's like a little mechanism with like a spring on it, and you push it in the gun and it tears the gun apart. So it's like for...
to like strip your gun down?
Yeah, to strip your gun down easier and faster, right? So they wanted video. They would go out to the shooting range and do like a bunch of cool shots, get on a helicopter, do all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. I was booked. So I was like, okay, let me find someone for you. So I'm thinking of all the people I can, contact that are reliable. I hit up Dalton at the time. Couldn't do it. So I start hitting up other people. I find a guy. He says he can do it. And I'm like, oh, cool. Thank you. So I connect them. I text him the next day after the shoot. I'm like, hey, how'd it go? He's like, dude, it was so much fun. We were on a helicopter shooting guns. Jean-Claude Van Damme was there.
Yeah, that's cool. Shooting
guns. There was a bunch of like hot models and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's dope, man. Dude. I was like, this footage is gonna look sick, right?
If I got that gig and I knew Jean-Claude was gonna be there, I'd start practicing my splits, get ready for it.
Take a split and take a photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, this gig must have been sick. I'm like, I can't wait to see the footage, right? Maybe like a month and a half later, I get a call from Jamie. And she's like, hey, what's up with your boy? They said they were going to be done, and they still haven't, they're not returning the emails. So I message him, and he's like, oh, my bad. He's like, I'll do it this week. And I was like, all right, cool. He's like, I told him we'll have it done this week. And I send that message to her. She's like, yeah, he said that last week. So I send that back to him. I'm like, hey, can you just get it done like this weekend? He's like, yeah, 100%. Okay. So I don't think about it at all anymore.
He said it. He said,
yeah, 100%. He's like, I didn't think about it. I get a call like 2 days ago, and this is like 3 months later. And it's Jamie again.
2 days ago, according to to this recording?
2 or 3 days ago? Yeah.
As of this recording
right
now? Oh, really?
Yeah. So this, and the gig happened like 3 months ago. She's the same response too. Hey, what's up with your boy? And I'm like, oh, no. What happened? And she tells me he sent the company a text message. Hey, I can't do this. Here's all the raw footage. I'm sorry. I'm depressed. Send. Depression is not a joke. But I feel like there's other ways around it as a professional to deal with this. He got paid already. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so like my thoughts on that. It's like how long was that? Like a month? 2 months?
I want to say, what do you mean? Like
from
the shoot to editing?
Recording to the point where he sends that message. Probably like a month.
To be safe, a month and a half at least.
Month and a half. Yeah, it's like
And the client warned him or asked for the footage multiple times. He kept promising.
Yeah.
And no finals.
And I don't know. Let's say
and not even an edit.
Let's say what the edits do, maybe like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Typically, right?
And
like,
so to be fair, he did tell him, "Hey, I'm gonna go on tour with the band. I need 2 weeks."
Yeah.
That's what he told him.
Yeah.
After the shoot.
I mean, he's responsible for himself as well, and he's a professional and an adult. So it's like you know how much time you need to work on a video. And I mean, unless it's like filled with graphics that they needed and he doesn't know how to do graphics or something. But like, my opinion is like, if you're noticing that you're not going to be able to keep up with the workload, at least find a way to delegate delegate it. Find another editor and just give up that money. Like, are you like that? If you're not going to do that work, then that's fine, but like give up part of that payment to the editor you got to hire.
Yeah.
Get the job done. Cause like now it's like your reputation, cause you're attached to him. You suggested him.
Yeah. I recommended him.
Yeah. So it's like, and then it's like, of course his is getting butchered.
Yeah.
And it's like, it sucks. Cause like, it doesn't just affect him directly. It affects the rest of it, everybody that's involved, including, especially Jamie. So it's like, it's just not cool.
So I'm literally getting ready for a gig when I'm hearing this, and I'm like rushing to go to Poker Go Studio. And I'm like, Jamie, just give me the person's number and I'll call them right now. So she gives me the number. Or no, Jamie actually 3-ways us on a call. She's like, hold on, I'll put us together. And I was like, all right, cool. And I'm like, look, I'm truly sorry. And I was like, I feel fully responsible for this. I was like, I thought he was a reliable person, right? Now I know he's not. And let me handle it. I was like, I'll do it all. And she was like, how much? And I was like, I don't want any money. I was like, I already feel bad. I was like, this is, I recommended him to you. And now, I guess they were like really upset. Like, cause it's like a couple that own the company, and they're like really upset because it's been months, dude. And they have all of the videos and photos of it and nothing.
Yeah.
And he just sends them a Dropbox with like all the raw footage and no edits.
Actually, we have I don't know if I've even told you this story, but we have a mutual friend going through the same situation. I think I can say the friend's name, but not the person who he hired, right?
Okay.
So Miguel.
Yeah.
So Miguel's dealing with an issue with a smaller company he works for occasionally. And he decided to record his own video, actually, of like the product. He does a lot of product photography. Yeah. And he got this video footage, got an editor lined up ahead of time. The editor said, be done in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like a month later. And no reply. And the thing is that that's really bad about that is that they work together often on different projects, but this personal project he has of this product that he needed to do a video for never got delivered. Miguel's not a video editor, and I kept telling him like, why don't you try, man? Like, because like you got or like, I even told him like, hit you up, and he's like, Tony was busy, all that stuff.
Yeah. He knows and he doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think you are pretty busy. So
yeah, but it will help.
Yeah. Or at least like get it lined up, right? To get it sorted out. But yeah, that same situation though, like he kept hitting up this editor and week later, 2 weeks later, and it's just like,
so nothing, it's still on like.
Yeah, like because they're homies, and it's funny because like this thing that they work on together, Miguel's part of the reason he's even there with this like larger company that they both work for, and it's just like it just sucks.
Get the edit done.
Oh yeah, or just say you can't, and then give it to someone else. Like,
no, say you can't. Say you're depressed, and send the Dropbox link.
Yeah, there you go.
But again, honestly,
depression is not a joke. But wait 2 months before you send that email. So.
Yeah, depression is not a joke. Honestly, it's not.
Yeah. It's true.
I just don't know how to feel about him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was reliable. He's not. And then I call another mutual friend, and I find out that he's been doing this frequently. And I'm like...
Wait. So original problem person, you contact another person to find out original problem person.
So I contact him.
Doing this?
I contact the mutual friend. I'm kind of venting because he knows him, and I'm like, dude, this happened.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, well, he's known to do that, and I'm like, since when?
He's known to do that. That sucks.
Yeah. I was like, since when? He's like, kind of recently. Like, it's been happening, and I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. But yeah, so now I just want to know what the situation is. How are we going to deal with this going forward? Because he's definitely not reliable.
Oh yeah, well, the easy answer probably is either cut him out completely, or you recognize the weaknesses and you just only hire him as a shooter.
No,
I
think no.
Just cut him out.
Yeah, but I think I definitely want to talk to him at least.
Shoot and dump, right? Because you can't rely on him to edit.
Yeah, but can I rely on him to shoot now? Right, because there's two different. It's a skill set too, right? Like if you're not really mentally in it, can you really shoot good as you want?
That's true. Like, because what if he has issues on the road as a shooter, and then can't perform, I guess?
Yeah, actually, the mutual told me that he's actually bailed on shooting as well. Like mid shoot.
That's. You know what? Should I talk about my recent run-in?
Nah.
No. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, that's too close.
Too close. Okay. Yeah. So, but anyways, like, yeah. Okay. That sounds like a complete cutout then.
Yeah, and I definitely want to hear what you guys think about this situation as well, and just let me know what you guys think, or what would you guys do in this situation as well. Like, should I? Because the mutual actually brought up I should ask him for the money.
Yeah, I mean, I think
since I'll be doing the work.
I mean, I think so. Unless you just call it a loss, and then
that's kind of where I'm at.
I definitely say have a conversation for sure.
Yeah,
easily, and
just see where his head's at.
See where his head. I mean, like, I know this person works, so I guess we never really know anyone's financial situation, but also, like, he didn't do that work. So that money technically didn't get spent, or shouldn't have gotten spent. So
yeah, because I'm sure he spent that money too, right?
Yeah, but he did.
Yeah, so I definitely want to hear where everyone else is. I want to hear everyone else's opinions.
Yeah, like
what would you guys do in this situation?
That's true. Yeah,
because this is all new. It's still happening. I'm literally starting in 2 days. I'm gonna start editing all that content. I am kind of excited about editing it, but that's not the point. I shouldn't be editing this content.
That's
right?
The creative in you, though. That's like because you enjoy all that stuff, and like I mean, it sounds like really cool content.
Shooting, Jean-Claude Van Damme, fucking helicopters, hot babes and guns.
Sounds dope. I wish I was there.
Yeah, man.
It's funny because like you're saying hot babes, but I'm like Jean-Claude. Like I want to go meet Jean-Claude. So that sounds like, to me, that's the cool part.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what I want to talk about. Because we had that whole wedding situation. That was a homie, and then now this with kind of a friend, right? Like he was mutual. He was close. Like if I saw him, we would hang out.
Yeah, that's true. I could see that.
But yeah, it's a weird situation. But now when I talked to the client, she was super happy. She sent me this long email thanking me, and I'm just like, I'm happy to help. I feel bad. And honestly, they said they want to work together in the future. I kind of I didn't lose a client like the other one. I still have her. Yeah. I still have this client.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like for where you had to step in and the way it came in, like I think you handled it the way you should have. Mm-hmm. Like it sucks that it's at your expense in a way. You're like of your time. Yeah. But you're making things right. Yeah. And now it's up to you if you want to handle things right personally with this person. So
yeah, I was gonna say his name right now. Yeah, with blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So one more thing you wanted to talk about. You said you were bloated.
Oh yeah, like this is just like a random side talk, but yeah, but I got some gas right now. You know, like
some pedos,
some peditos, some gear acquisition syndrome. So like, because like
he called me and he was like, I got gas. I was like,
yeah, not realizing you don't know what.
I was like,
what I meant.
What do you mean you got gas? I was like, damn, dude. And he's like, and he told me
before coming into the podcast, so like, what? So you can't do the podcast because you got gas?
Yeah, I was like, so what are we gonna talk about on the podcast? I got gas. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, like I think I got my current cameras. I have Nikon Z6, Z7, the first versions, early 2019. Like, so it's like they're about 5 years old now, like 4 or 5 years old. Yeah, but like early 19, so like all of 19.
That's 3.
So we're in 2023, dude.
Oh, that is 4, huh?
Yeah, or 2022.
2022, but the end of 2022.
Yeah, so like I got it like because I got it right before the World Series. 3 years. Yeah,
it's going on for
20, 21, 22. So yeah, we're almost done with this year. So sorry, I can't count. But yeah, it's like, but they're starting to get old. They're getting beat up. But like actually, they're starting to freeze, which is the scary part. I was doing a shoot where there was a police escort for the thing, and then right when the police roll up, like I go to shoot and my camera completely froze. So I had to like take the battery out, reset.
Oh
everything.
shit! Yeah,
it was like one of those kind of freezes where I had to take the battery out. Anyways, so like I've been really wanting the Z9, the Nikon, the professional mirrorless body, and doing a lot of research on that.
Wait, what do you have now?
The Z6 and Z7.
Was there a Z8?
I think there is a Z8, but the Z8 is a like beginner body. It's like it's like less. It's like crop sensor type.
Yeah, because I was like, I've never heard of the Z8 before. I was like, is there? Yeah. Or they just give it.
Yeah, it's like a
Rebel T3i.
Yeah, it's that kind. It's like crop sensor type.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Z9, and on top of that too, it's like the mirrorless system. It's good, but it's like you can. I just know from like the old DSLR days that when I was shooting, it's like there's better autofocus on the DSLR, and then the ones I have are like a little older. They did like a mini update version, the Z6 II, the Z7 II.
But you really think it has better autofocus?
The Z9?
No, you're saying mirrorless to...
DSLRs are easily better. Because they have like there's phase detect points on mirrorless now, but...
Because my Sony A1, boy...
Well,
that thing is... I've never seen anything like it.
DSLRs are easier to make, like have better autofocus systems, and then like Nikon's like 3D matrix system. Yeah, like I love that thing. But it's non-existent in the mirrorless bodies until the Z9. So
gotcha. So
I don't
saying is mirrorless just caught up.
So well, at least the mirrorless bodies I have, are I think I looked at the specs. I think it does say phase detect points, but like I think it feels like it's still contrast based. So it's like, I feel like sometimes I feel lucky I get the shots that I got at the World Series with like for the main event. World Series of poker. I should probably say that completely. But because I'll say that and people are like baseball. And I'm like, no, sorry.
Touchdown.
Yeah, sports ball. But so like there's definitely some shots I've missed too. So it's like,
but I mean that's human error. Let's be real here.
I don't know. I have the box on the person, this and that, and it just goes zoop, focuses on like the light in the back or whatever. I'm like, fucking there's some shots I know I've missed. I actually just recently missed some shots too.
But the Sony A1, man, let me tell you, the eye detection on that thing is beautiful. Like every shot I get, eye is tack sharp.
So that would be my experience on the Z9 because like the A1 is what 6,000?
7, I think.
7?
Yeah.
The Z9 is. Wait, is that the flagship? The A1?
Yeah.
So so that's your flagship. The Z9 would be my flagship for my company.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, I think A1 and then the A7R or whatever we're at.
Yeah, the A1 is a
4.
badass camera
It's
too.
a beast, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Z9 as well though. So
yeah, no, I mean I love Nikon. Nikon and Sony are my things, man.
Yeah, I do really. I feel like the black sheep a lot of the times because like so many people are like
Canon
and Sony.
Yeah.
But I just love.
Yeah, I was always a sucker with the dynamic range of the Nikons, man. I would always shoot stuff and I would just like boost the shadows. I'm like,
I mean, the 850 still like ranks up pretty high.
Yeah, I had the A10, I think the A10.
That's what converted me is the A10,
so.
and then that's when I joined that's your side of things.
I love that camera.
The only reason, because I was on the Fuji system at the time. I was on the X-T1 and the X Pro 2.
Ooh.
But dude, I was shooting nightclubs with the X-T1.
Yeah.
Early mirrorless days could not fucking
get any focus.
Are we cool with cursing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not friggin'
fucking
focus. Yeah. Focus. I had a manual focus, and then there's no flash system for it, so there was no TTL. So I had to like manually flash everything as well. So I was doing everything completely manual in the nightclub, and with the EVF that could barely like make it bright enough for me to focus on the. So it was. Yeah, I was like grinding, and then I borrowed a friend's Nikon system that had the speed light that would like shoot out the little lasers.
Yeah.
Dude, my night was so easy. I was like, sorry Fuji, but like it did not work for me at all for the work that I was doing at the time.
You said you wanted a medium format? Yeah, because Fuji came out with one too, right? But you're not thinking that.
That's not the one I'm considering. So the GFX, they have like a couple versions where the 50S, the 100S.
That's Fuji?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, GFX. Fuji GFX. And then they have the 100 megapixel version and the 50 megapixel version. But I kind of want to be a little bougie bitch.
Bougie bitch.
And I want to go for the newly released X2D 100C Hasselblad.
X2D
100C. Yeah. The body's like 8200, I believe.
Yeah, 82.
8200.
Oh, they got a camo version too. Oh, sticker decal.
Those are skins, yeah. But like the Fuji originally, the 100S was originally like 8K as well. I don't know. It's dropped down a lot actually. It's like 6K now.
Oh, Adorama still says 9.
9? Oh, never mind.
But on Best Buy, it's
Best Buy.
Yeah, 55.
That's weird to me that Best Buy would sell.
Probably just online.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
So you want to get the Hassie medium?
Hassie, and
why?
I could be
wrong.
Do you need
it?
Do I need it? No, I don't. But I mean, I need. If anything, I should just be getting a Z6 II if we really want to be like minimum to get the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a possibility of a connection to the world tag competition.
Where yeah.
So the Z9 would be perfect because just to keep up with, like, it's these dudes just playing professional tag, but they're going through bars and through this and that. So like, imagine trying to focus on somebody and this stick is in front of you. And
the A1.
Yeah, or the Z9 if I had that. So A1 or Z9.
I would say Z9 because the medium format you're not gonna be able to. Yeah, no.
Oh no, I would. That's not a camera for that. That is not a camera for.
One thing with Enrique, I was at to tell him, do you need it? And you really don't, because everything he wants, he doesn't need.
But I would completely use that stuff for food photography. I would use it for all the everything else. Really, it's just me being a nerd, and I want that 16-bit color. That's why I would get it.
Let's not get into that conversation. Let's avoid that conversation.
Yeah, so we've been there, I guess. But cool. But the reason Hassie over Fuji is the other reason would be
because you're a Fuji bitch.
The lenses. The lenses are all leaf shutter versus focal plane shutter. So.
Oh yeah, leaf shutter is the best.
Yeah, and then then I can do sync speeds of like 1,000 versus the 200 or I think it's like 160. It's even slower on the GFX.
Yeah, but you can do it with your Leica.
Yeah, but the Leica's not medium format.
But it's a Leica.
It is a Leica.
Yeah, there you go. And you can do it with the film cameras too.
Only
right?
the Q though. Only the Q.
Oh, the M's aren't leaf shutter?
No, they're focal plane.
Oh yeah, you're right, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God, those cameras would be so much more expensive.
Imagine
if it was leaf shutter. Yeah.
So it's only the Q.
Only Q has leaf shutter.
Oh my God, imagine.
There is leaf shutter on
the digital
Leica's medium format.
The S ones?
The Leica S, and then you have to buy the specific lens for that. But then you might as well go for the Hassie, because then you have 100 megapixels, and then the Leica S is only 60 megapixels, and it's okay. They're not that great at medium format, so they're definitely a full frame company.
All right. Well, I think that's it. We're on an hour now.
Oh shoot!
Thank you for coming to Tech Talk.
Thank you.
Write in the comments if Enrique should get a medium format. And then please let me know what you would do in those situations we discussed, because I'm curious myself. And that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed it. This is episode 1. We'll be trying to put out as many as we can. Sorry if I'm breathing on the mic. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for listening, and hopefully we can put out some more.
Talk to you soon.
Peace.